What's your thoughts on Red Bull?
What are my thoughts on Red Bull?
Yeah. Do we drink enough of it around here?
Yeah, you guys do, but it's terrible.
Whoa.
It's terrible.
I am now blocking you on Facebook. Yep. I
Block
said it.
me.
I said it. I hope you break your elbow. Dr. Pepper, it definitely tastes like 23 flavors.
All right, well, this is an exciting day. We're here with Brian Allen. He's up here from Alabama, and he's got his Pro Street truck that he brought us up here a couple months ago, and we did all new nitrous system for him. So we are ready to make some noise. So tell me a little bit, or tell them a little bit about your truck, what's the setup on it, and what your goals are for today, and your goals are for the season.
Well, the season goal is, of course, to run Pro Street and try to win that points championship. That's what the whole goal is. We plan on running a full season. Got some good folks helping us. You know, the truck's pretty plain and simple. It's the same truck that it was back when Dustin Jackson had it. It's not been a whole lot of changes. We went from, he had 3 turbos, we're running 1, and so we improved some on the nitrous side. We're hoping for some really good assignments, good consistent running truck. We're going to run the ODSS series, then we may turn around and run some grudge stuff, local around the house. And so we're really looking forward to it. Been super happy with everything we've had done up here. So just looking forward to seeing a good number on this truck, and hopefully this year seeing good numbers everywhere. So
yeah,
that's what our goal is.
Well, the truck's always been a solid. I know it wore us out in the finals in Pro Street for a couple years. So I'm sure if you get your suspension dialed in, get the thing going A to B, there'll be somebody that will definitely put the Pro Street class on notice, because the truck definitely has the potential. Yeah. We did 1,961 horsepower when we had on the dyno here last month. The nitrous system was a decent system, but it was not flowing anywhere near the mega jets and stuff that we have on there now. We probably have 3 times the amount of nitrous capabilities that what I had before. So we at least have enough to probably figure out what your engine's really made
That's
out
right.
of.
We're fixing to see what it's made of.
So today we're going to start with fuel only. We did do some, so we're going to do a comparison test because I had the edge filters knocked out of the feed tubes. Obviously the edge filters really helps with breaking up contamination. If you get any contamination past your filter, the edge filters add that last line of defense to your injectors. So we put new feed tubes in it with the edge filters back in it, so we can get a comparison to see how much power we lose with the edge filters in it. So we did 1,610 horsepower on fuel without the edge filters before. So now with new feed tubes in it, we're going to see if it makes close to the same power. If it's within 20 horsepower, we'll leave it in there. If we lose 100 horsepower, we're going to probably pull the feed tubes and knock the edge filters back out of it. We just generally tell guys, if you're going to run without edge filters, you should probably have a spare set of injectors, because you're a lot more susceptible to hanging an injector from a little bit of contamination, because you get 2 microns of dirt in there, it can hang an injector, whereas the edge filters can help break it up. So it should be a fun day.
Yeah, let's see what she's going to do.
Yep, let's make some smoke. Okay, I aborted that run because I felt the truck come up over the rollers. These race trucks with the skinny front tires and the short wheelbase has the wheel chocks up on the ramps, so it's a little bit harder to stop the truck. So I tightened the straps in the back. We want the truck to come forward a little bit to bite into the knurling of the rollers, but not that far. So I have to use the seat of my pants feel to know how far is too far. So tighten up the straps, move the wheel chocks a little bit. We're gonna try it again. Okay, well that run made 1639 on fuel. That was the same run that we had run previously, 1610. There's enough changes here that we've made had the intercooler system apart, and the injectors got freshened up. So we were within the same 20 horsepower as what I made before. So we know the edge filters are not robbing us of any horsepower on fuel only. So now we've got a good data log, made 76 pounds of boost, and we're ready to turn nitrous on and make some real noise. All right, let's put some ice in this thing so we can turn the nitrous on. There we go. We'll circulate it and see if we can melt that down, and then we'll make sure we're ice cold. Look at that, it's going. That's crazy. Melt almost a whole bag of ice in about 5 seconds. Okay, on that last run, as soon as the nitrous came on, the truck pretty much cut out. And looking at the data log, TPS went to 0, had a huge voltage drop, and we had a 16-volt lithium battery in it. And we were thinking with the electric fans, the air-to-water intercooler pump, the water pump, and all the nitrous solenoids, we had too much amp draw, and it actually cut out the ECM. So we ran to Jags, got an excess power battery. That's the only thing we're changing right now is just the battery. And we're going to try the same run again. If it doesn't cut out, we know that that was our problem. Okay, update on Brian Allen's. We ran into some issues. We ran the thing out of fuel on the dyno while we were trying to get through this electrical cutout issue on the nitrous system. And when we put fresh fuel in it, it started running like garbage. Like white smoke, popping, backfiring, and it happened with the fuel change. And so that got us looking in the fuel cell, and we found that the fuel cell had a bunch of algae and tarnish built up in the bottom of it, and it was terrible. So we pulled the fuel filter off up here, poured the fuel into a clean bucket, had a bunch of floaties in it, and we're like, well, we probably got some crap in the injectors. So we ended up pulling the injectors, sending them back to S&S for them to clean them, and then we ran to Jags, got a new fuel cell, we blew out all the lines, put a new fuel filter, flushed the whole fuel system out, and to keep on going with the electrical diagnostics, I popped a set of 60% overs in here just so I could see if I could figure out my electrical issue, and the thing still ran like crap with a whole new fuel system, fresh fuel cell, and that led us to a bunch of electrical diagnostic thing, thinking we were probably having a ground issue. To temporarily rule it out, I changed the valve cover wiring harness. That didn't fix it. I even grabbed a standalone harness and a separate battery and ran the engine on a standalone harness because I could do that in 30 minutes. It did not change anything. And we ended up pouring a bottle of diesel, Hot Shot Secret Diesel Extreme in it, and after a minute of runtime, it completely cleaned up and ran good. So after that, we figured out that maybe the fuel that we got from the Plain City Shell Station was maybe just too low in cetane. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to put some of Hot Shot's race fuel additive. They have a product that they're coming to market with this year that will boost the cetane rating. So instead of taking a VP fuel or a syn diesel blend that a lot of the race guys are running, you'll be able to take just straight pump fuel and add 1 quart of their race blend into 4 gallons of diesel fuel and make your own race fuel. So I'm gonna add that into it and get this thing back on the dyno. S&S is getting these injectors back out, and we should be back in business. And this is the race blend. I've got 4 gallons of diesel fuel in the cell, and we're just gonna mix a quart of this blend in. It also has LX4 in it, so it increases cetanes and also adds lubricity and all the other goodies that Hot Shots makes. And we're gonna see how it runs. Okay, it looks like we got to the bottom of our electrical cutout when we turned the nitrous on. And the 2 things that we changed is we ran a separate power cable directly from the battery directly to the 3 main constant 12-volt powers to the ECM, along with the 3 ground wires to the ECM. We ran straight from the battery instead of going through the spaghetti menders and the whole system that the nitrous system is feeding off of. That seemed to fix our cutout issue. Made 2 pulls. This is still with the small injectors. It did 1,016 on fuel with 60% overs, and then we did 1441 with nitrous. Now it's ready for the big injectors tomorrow. So they're coming back from S&S. They gave them a clean bill of health because we had all the algae in the fuel tank, and it's got a clean fuel system. We got Hot Shots treatment in the fuel, and it's running good, starting good. We're gonna put the big injectors in it and hopefully make a big hit over 2,000 horsepower tomorrow. Then we can do staging limiter testing, get it dialed in, and it's ready to go in the trailer, and he can be ready to rock and roll at Rudy's. So, I don't know if you noticed, but it about came off the rollers. You can see that it came all the way up and was spinning up on the ramps. So we lost a lot of power from spinning. And you can see the way we have this strapped, these go up over the axle and then back down to trap it in the rollers. Then we have this as a limiting strap, and I can't tighten this limiting strap or else I need the truck to go forward to bite into the knurling, but when it bites that hard, it literally just walked it right through, stretched that strap. That was aggressive. After fighting through a lot of little gremlins, we made 21-11, and that doesn't quite get Brian to the top of the list. And I just tried to call him, he didn't answer. I'm sure he's going to tell me to turn it up and do it again. I think I'm going to recommend that he puts the thing in the trailer and goes racing, but it is going to be a stout truck for sure. And I'm going to have to just play around with staging limiter a little bit, make sure he's ready to roll for Rudy's. And you'll see this truck on the track at ODSS this year. He wants to put this truck in the 4s, and that is not easily done at 4,400 pounds at Pro Street weight, but he should have the power capabilities to do it. So we're looking forward to see what Brian can do with this truck this summer.